Hello, Rhonda. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks, Claire. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, so I'm so excited that you are going to be one of our presenters at the AADMM virtual conference this year. And it was great because we ended up connecting in LinkedIn and had a lot of mutual connections. So it was great to have a coffee chat because after we spoke, it was amazing because I thought, oh, this is going to be a great fit for our upcoming conference. And that was before we knew it was going to be virtual. So I'm really excited that you're going to present with us. And I thought I'd reach out and just ask a couple of questions. One, just to get to know you a little bit and share with our attendees, and also to get a little bit tidbit of what you're going to be talking about.
Awesome.
So, one of those little icebreakers that people talk about, is there something that you can share that many people don't know about you?
Well, it's interesting because I do work with women that are going through divorce. But I was actually married at 21. And actually still married today. So we just celebrated our 21st anniversary. But yeah, I got married pretty young, like a couple of months after graduating from college.
Wow, congratulations, 21. That's great. Awesome. So, yeah, I was 22 when I got married. So and it is young. I agree with you.
I know, looking back at my daughters, I'm like, and I have 3 daughters, I'm like, oh my gosh, like that'll be interesting when they get to, when they get to that point. So
now I'm curious because of that. So you are working with divorced women or the women divorcing. So what made that connection if it wasn't something that was your story?
yeah, absolutely. It was interesting because I was in the financial industry for 12 years and loved working with women. I loved being able to help them, the light bulbs go on about financial concepts and education. And I just saw a lot of women coming through my doors that were overwhelmed and frustrated with the divorce process. And I thought, what is it about this group that I just feel drawn to help, because I haven't gone through divorce personally. But after doing a lot of soul searching, I really came to the conclusion that there were a lot of emotional things that women were dealing with that that resonated with me. Growing up, my dad was an alcoholic, and there was a lot of dysfunction in my family, household. My parents never got divorced, but there was a lot of times when that story could have ended a little bit differently. But I think that was the thing. I could resonate with the feelings of abandonment and frustration and seeking approval and all those kinds of things that kind of came with my childhood. I felt like a lot of the women that were going through divorce were dealing with a lot of those same things. And I felt like I could relate to that. So it wasn't as much the actual experience of divorce itself, but the emotional aspects. And I had to do a lot of healing work to get to the point where I could pour into women that were in that tough spot. And I feel like, we have to be in a spot where our cup is full that we can pour into, especially for women that are going through divorce. So that's really what, drew me to it. And a lot of times my clients would say, you've gone through divorce, right? Because you're really in tune with it. I'm like, actually, I haven't. But they've really appreciated, certain aspects of that for sure.
Awesome. I think what we're seeing with COVID is a lot of issues that have been underlying are bubbling up. Now couples being home full time with each other and kids not in school. So statistically speaking, each day I start seeing more and more coming out about those that are starting to file for divorce, and that's going up. But the other issue, it's not just that aspect, but we're really starting to have more dialogue on the wage gap, which has been there. It's not something that's new, but I think the conversations are coming up a lot more on this. And your presentation really seems to be addressing that aspect, which is why we're speaking about women and not just people in general getting divorced. So can you share a little bit about, without giving, the whole presentation, but things that are adding to that wage gap, whether it's lack of negotiating skills or such. Is there something you could share and touch upon
I do think the negotiation is a big piece of it, you know, and I always look at things from, okay, the knowledge piece of knowing how to do it, the experience doing that leads to the confidence in these different areas. And, you know, 46% of women that are going through divorce have some kind of financial surprises along the way. And it is, there's plenty of data to support that, you know, women, generally speaking, as it relates to money, feel less confident than particularly their male counterparts do. And that we see that negotiation piece, right, as it relates to the wage gap. I always feel like, okay, are we as women asking, right? Well,
Right.
maybe we're not, right? And so a lot of times I end up teaching my clients how to negotiate an increase in, you know, hourly or salary, because in looking at their financial situation as a result of divorce, they're short, right? And so, and we've been able to be successful in helping teach a strategy on helping them negotiate and make more money so they can stay where they're currently employed instead of having to go look for some place else to work.
Yeah, a little less stress added, you know, and relief on
For
them.
sure.
That's great.
Yeah, for
Wonderful.
sure.
So it was just a little snippet to get introduce you and your presentation coming up. And I'm getting so excited. We're less than 4 weeks away, and I can't wait for you to be part of our team.
Thank you so much. I am really looking forward to being able to share those 7 secrets for negotiating. And I know people are going to walk away with tidbits and knowledge and information that's not only going to help them serve their clients, but maybe even help them serve themselves as well in certain situations. So it'll be really fun.
Always an added benefit. That's awesome. Thanks, Rhonda. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Claire. You too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.